Question. What did Neo in the Matrix and Alice in Wonderland, part self, both have in common? Without leaving y'all the aggravation of thinking, I'm going to give you the answer. They both had to follow the white rabbit. Why is that important? Because you got to go down your own. I say that in reference to we can have the tendency to try to understand the calling of someone else. But if you haven't found your own calling, how are you going to possibly understand the calling of someone else? So in saying, I would say, don't try to understand the calling of someone else if you haven't found your own. You see, we'll find anyone and everyone to blame for the circumstances and conditions in which we find ourselves until we find ourselves. So question, have you found yourself? And if so, it don't take for me to tell you that there ain't no one else to blame. You heard? And by me doing that, constantly, consistently, consciously, you hear me? I am a rabbit hole because my truth ain't something that I'm here to defend. It's what I demonstrate. Some of y'all gonna get it. Walk with me. If you're doing the self-work, it speaks for itself. It's seen and it's felt. I say that because nobody see the work that we put in behind the scenes. Yeah, that's right. Nobody see your work that you put in behind the scene. But the work can be seen, as I previously said. But the work is seen if you're doing the work. They can see the work if you're doing it. I say that to say you're only the effect of your cause. You know? And I'm just the outsider looking in. You hear me? Because I stay in the rabbit hole of oneself. You know? It's called soul work. Question. What if everything went right? What would you have to learn? And there's a saying that goes something like, if nothing is ventured, nothing is gained. And that's why we're all here learning. That's why we're all on a journey. That's why we're all trying to find our path. You know, wherever we at in our current situation is not the final destination. So wherever we may be, wherever you may be in your journey, it's a must that you keep going. Whatever you're experiencing or not experiencing in your current situation, it's in place for you to get through it. You hear me? I say that because truth matters little to those who used to lies. And in most cases, a lie is more appealing than the truth. Whatever that may be to us, you know. Truth is more appealing than the lies because when truth confronts us or puts us in a position that we have to confront ourselves, most times it's going to show us something that we don't want to see. But what if I told you nothing is true? Now I know a whole bunch of people gonna get disgruntled, get triggered, and a whole bunch of other emotions, emotions by me saying that. But what if I told you nothing is true? At least nothing is true beyond what you have accepted to be true for you. And that still leaves room for investigation. That still leaves room for whatever may be true to you to be questioned. Why do I say that? Because what's truth to you, because it may be truth to you, may differ from the truth of and in those around us. Those around, what may be true to you or what may be true to me is going to be different in most cases from the truth of and in those that we entertain. But that's the prime example of why we're here as I previously said, learning, what if everything went right? What would you have to learn? Remember that question? You hear me? But that's what gave us some work to do. And still everybody won't get it. Because everybody don't got they self. But you could be the unpredictable force in your own life if you keep moving with the force that gives you life. If you don't listen, you're going to miss it. You could be the unpredictable force in your own life if you keep moving with the force that moves within you. To say it another way. I say that to say, live the way that you want to be remembered. Live the way that you want to be remembered. You don't have to defend your truth if you demonstrate it. It's a force all on its own. You hear me? Boundaries are going to be important. Mental boundaries, hearing boundaries, visual boundaries, smell boundaries. You hear me? Mouth boundaries. Those are known as gates. We got to be the guardian of our gates. You hear me? Because you don't want nothing in that you don't want to have to deal with because you let it in. You hear me? I say that cause we all on earth don't mean that we all from earth. Walk with me. By now we're accustomed to hearing references made about God, source, angels, and a whole bunch of other things, mostly that give us an external picture of who we supposed to be. But what good is an external picture of who you supposed to be if you haven't found the internal frame, the internal framework in yourself? If you're not doing the internal work within yourself, to bring about your own conclusions. But as I said, we all accustomed to hearing a lot of references about God, source, angels, etc. as being spirit, energy, and or frequency. But I bring that to mind so we don't forget that the devil is a frequency too. The devil is an energy too. The devil is a spirit too. And let's not forget, a demon is too. There's no doubt some of y'all know this. There's no doubt that some of y'all know this. And at the same time, there's no doubt that some don't. Or at least haven't done the knowledge of self. The knowledge in self to look at it that way. If there's one thing, I say that to say, if there's one thing that I know for certain, it is that humans do not learn by being told. Humans do not learn by what they're being told, because words don't teach. If any of us got children, we know that by our children. We see our children playing with the electric socket, and we tell the child, don't mess with that socket. But they see us going plugging things in there all the time. What are they following? What we say or what they see us doing? Walk with me. You hear me? So as I said, if there's one thing that I know for certain, it is that humans do not learn by being told, because words do not teach. Instead, they must be shown. Demonstration. That's a major word to me. It's always been a major word to me for those that know me. Demonstrate. Where the demonstrators at? And I'm still saying, where the demonstrators at? Because the monkey mind, or the monkey in our mind has shape-shifted and has transformed to the elephant in the room. But what if I told you there is no elephant in the room? and if you're somebody who used that term about addressing the elephant in the room, then what is the elephant in the room showing you about yourself? Because there should be no elephant in the room. There should be no elephant in the room. You hear me? I say that to say, going back to words don't teach. Instead, they must be shown. We must make the connection for ourselves. Self-work, shadow work, self-improvement, mental fitness, emotional health, mental health. You see? If I say be kind, if I say be patient, if I say have an open mind, what does that mean to you unless it means something to you in a way that you could put it in practice? Why is that important? Because life, because people, because things, because situations, because environments, will find a way to make those very words that I just shared forgotten and fade away long before they have ability to affect change in any of our lives. It would be a waste of time, your time, due to lack of energy, effort, focus, and attention, persistence, and discipline. And that's why we maintain the course. That's why we got to show up every day for ourselves. And when we're showing up for ourselves, we got to show out according to what's taking place in ourselves. From the highest place, not the lowest. Because that's easy to do. You hear me? And that's why we maintain the course. That's why we must maintain the course. That's why we stay consistent. Because your consistency is going to be your reward. It's through my consistency that got me in the place that I'm in, vibrationally. That's way more better than where I used to be at, vibrationally. And you see? But your consistency will be your reward in the right now and in the hereafter, if there is one. I said that to say, live the way that you want to be remembered. Live the way that you want to be remembered. It don't matter what they say about you, unless you still doing the same thing that gave somebody to say something about you in the first place. You hear me? So I'm going to say it again. Live the way that you want to be remembered. You heard? In order for things to change, we have to. Or stay wishing. Remember, every challenge is an opportunity to change and transform ourselves from the challenge that's being experienced. And nobody can do that for you but you. You hear me? And it ain't nobody to blame no more. You hear me? So if we put the aim to be attentive, to be focused, to use our concentration, to use our time, our energy, our effort to do what's necessary in us. You see? So through the work that we do in us, it can establish better things for us. Need I say more? With that, feel good for no reason at all. You hear me? Keep elevating, keep growing. Stay encouraged, stay motivated, stay building. Because in order to build, some things gotta go. Build and destroy is the 8th degree in the mathematics. So in order to build, something that gotta grow for something to be born. And born is the 9th degree in the supreme mathematics. You hear me? And we're in the year 9. 9. 9. So work with it how you can work with it, but work with it from where you are. You heard? And do the best you can with what you're working with. Until we do this again, be you how you be you. And once again, stillness, abundance, love, and light, health, and wholeness. 3 times. You hear me? Salute to the Common Consciousness family and soul tribe. Peekaboos passerby. You heard? And as I said a few seconds ago, until we do this again, Be you how you be you. I'm known as Saul, and I'm out. Peace, family.